Hello, I'm Scobogie here with the future of Irish MMA, Keith Kinnock, ahead of his upcoming fight against Gabriel Ramos. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad, Scott. Not too bad. Just in between sessions as always. So just flaking out here. I'm actually on training in the world, so just getting ready for that.
And how do you see this fight playing out for you?
Honestly, Scott, I think I'll get him out there in the fourth round. I think my pressure will be a little bit overwhelming for him, should I say? I think he'll be very overwhelmed by my pressure. I think I'm going to come out strong, as I always do. We always say that. I don't think my opponents, to be like, I don't think to be expecting it. Like they say to be expecting it, but then when I'm in there and then I'm putting that pressure on them, they get that little bit overwhelmed. So I think I'll be just that bit too much for him.
And you call it and you get your shot. You call the first round finish each and every time, and you deliver as well. What is it about your pressure that kind of makes fighter not really understand how to deal with it?
It's relentless. It's definitely relentless, but it's also like it's down to how smart of a fighter I am as well. Like I'm not. I've always prided myself on having a good fight IQ, and even like years ago when I wasn't athletic and was barely like knowing if I wanted to be an MMA fighter, like as an amateur and stuff, like not knowing if I wanted to be an MMA fighter and stuff, but I'd always get through fights with me IQ. Um, so like obviously with that pressure, with how smart I am, and then when I'm in them positions, I just don't let up. I don't let up whatsoever. Once I get a hold of it, or once I'm in a certain position, whether it's on the feet or on the ground, I know how to capitalize on it.
Exactly. And you have been capitalizing on that throughout your whole career. What has been the key to your success so far? This is going to be your fourth fight. You've got three wins, three first round finishes, and you're on your way to dominating this division.
Yeah, like as cliche as it is, just discipline, man. Honestly, and like having a good team around me, like having all the lads in CMAC there, having Alex, my head coach, and all my mates, all my teammates there, it really is. And then obviously having good family and good friends around me, like to keep you grounded. That is really key, I suppose, when you're so early on in your career. And all my sponsors and stuff, people who really just helped me all the way. People that have been here from the start, stuff like that really does go unnoticed. But that is the things that keep me going.
Exactly. And you're talking about your friends and your family, and you're going to be able to have this experience with them come Cage Warriors 200. Alex is on the card, Trevor's on the card.
Yeah.
It's T-Mac is just going to get three fights, three wins, three stoppages. How do you guys rate your guys' chances?
Yeah, I like as always. It's gonna be three fights, three wins, for sure. Like three fights, three wins, definitely for sure. Like as always, like we strive for nothing less. We strive to go out there and finish and go out and put on a show as well. And yeah, go out and get the wins. Most importantly.
And I think it kind of shows with Trevor, he is coming back from that defeat, but the skill level in his opponents that he's taking, it is just in the next quality. Norbert, while he may have just been making his debut, I think he was a really high skilled opponent who's just defeated Charles Joyner just past recently.
Hmm.
It just shows he isn't going to be taking the easy fights. He might not
No,
get the victory, but it is going to be. He was dominant. He was doing a very good job in the fight as well.
yeah, of course. Like, there obviously could have been things that he could have done because you seen the already yourself, like he was winning the first round and stuff. But Norbert is very good as well. And he's learned from that, and we've learned from that as well. Um, he wasn't out of his comfort zone. It wasn't nothing like that. It was just tactical errors and
Yeah,
maybe some stuff that could have been improved on. Like he came out in the fourth round, maybe a bit too much guns blazing and stuff like that. And then he finished strong in the third round then as well. So it wasn't like he came out because we were really highly rated Norbert before that because he had fought one of our guys amateur and we knew how good he was. And we thought Trevor could beat him, and he could have beat him. He just didn't perform. But obviously, as I said, it's two top lads. Like Norbert is an absolute. He's a staunch lad. Like you know what I mean. He's probably gone places as well. Probably be in the UFC and stuff like that. So Trevor will just bounce back from this. Like you know what I mean. He's working his ass off like he always does. So yeah.
and then you've also got Alex, who's having his success in Cage Warriors. He's not had it his own way, having to take fights at different weight classes. I think I saw it was like three fights,
Yeah.
three different weight classes, three
Yeah.
wins. So he's
Yeah.
showing his skill level as well.
Yeah. Of course. Like he had he sacrificed himself for the Dublin card because he wanted to corner me and Trevor. The last time out, like, he made sure like he didn't fight on that card, so he could focus his attention on us to fight the week later. And then his opponent pulled out and he got an offer at lightweight. Like, he was walking like light for featherweight anyway. Like,
Yeah.
he was light. He could have made he could have made featherweight easy. And then he gets a fight at lightweight. So that just shows how committed he was to a coaching role. And obviously now that we're all fighting on this card, he gets a shot back at featherweight again against a good opponent. So this is a really good, going to be a really good night for him as well. Like,
And that just shows your guys' togetherness that he is sacrificing being on that Dublin card. You know he would have loved it. Home show for him as well, but he wants to make sure you guys are settled and then he'll fight the week later in Rome.
of course, but like that's like nothing new. Like, like, cause like before, I think during COVID, like, the gym could have shut down. He could have went and trained anywhere. He was that good. Like I've said it to him, like, he could have been in the UFC, but like a long time ago. Obviously, he had the thing with the hole in his heart, but like, before that, even he could have been, if he had like packed up the gym and went and just trained himself all the time, which a lot of people would have done. He could have just took that route and he didn't, because he was like, basically, I can't lift the lads. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that was nothing new. As I like, and we owe everything to him. To be fair, like, we really do. But that's just it wasn't nothing new. As mad as it sounds, like, he's always putting other people first, and maybe even a bit too much sometimes. Like, you know what I mean. So it's a good chance now for him to get out there, show his own thing in a good, show his own skills against a good opponent in Scott, a good Irish domestic fight as well. So, really looking forward to that. And yeah, that's gonna be a cracker. Yeah,
And Cage Warriors 200, it is
yeah,
the most historic show that they have had and probably will have for a while. They have lots of different arenas. They could have gone to London. They've tried, tested, they know it'll deliver, but they've gone to where the talent is, where the upcoming fighters are in the Cage Warriors division.
yeah,
And you guys have been rewarded. You had a sold out show last time. You're selling out almost like 10 days in advance of the
yeah.
show. So you guys are delivering in showing why Irish MMA is the home.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, like, you're seeing from the last two shows that have been put on, like in 2025, like, the place went bleeding mad. Everybody was going off that rocker. Like, I pride myself in that as well, trying to involve the crowd and stuff like that. Within the fights, like, I love me walk out and all the crowd. I'm mad from my own fight, and then like everybody else brought a crowd as well, and it was two sellout crowds, and obviously exceptional talent on it as well. Like, what more could you want? The place was going mad. It was great fights, great finishes. Like, it has absolutely everything. Obviously, like, we have this cliche fighting Irish thing, but like, it really does have that reputation for a reason. I think after the two cars last year, I don't think there was any doubt that from a business standpoint for Cage Warriors, it was like, well, we're gonna sell out. It's going to be the top up and coming talent, and then obviously there's two title fights involved as well. I was about to say two title shots, but two title fights involved as well in Paddy McCurdy and Solomon Simon. So it's like, it's a no-brainer to come to Dublin. I thought, when I seen 200 announced, but he didn't say where. I was like, right, that's gonna be Dublin.
Yeah, you definitely. And how do you break down those title fights? Obviously, Paddy is looking to clinch that middleweight title from Dario,
Yeah.
and Solomon is looking to defend his featherweight scrap. How do you break them down, and what's your prediction?
Yeah, like, so obviously, like, I obviously highly rate the bout lads. Really highly rate the bout lads. I think Saul might be a bit too good for Nick. He's phenomenal striking. Obviously I know Saul very well. Like, he's a fucking top lad and a top fighter, and I think that he'll just be that too bit good. Like, his takedown defense is really good. So I think once he stops Nick's takedown defense, if he gets going on the feet and stops Nick's takedown, he could win the fight. Like, that's obviously his clear path to victory. But I think that's the way it'll go as well. To be honest, I don't really know too much about Dario Belende. Like, I know he's tough and he's only lost to like a good guy or one or two good guys or stuff like that. But I know how good Paddy is, to be fair. And I know I've heard like of Dario, he's not like super everywhere, but he's a good fight IQ and he knows how to win fights. But I think Paddy, like, from seeing his last fights, he has good like, he's obviously great power and stuff like that, and he's a top lad, and he's obviously coming out of one of the top gyms in Ireland, probably one of the top gyms in Europe at the minute. So they'll always have a good game plan to come down and throw out. So I think probably be two belts for the Irish lads, to be fair.
And you
And of
could,
course, you always have to back around as well. So, but yeah, no, being quite honest, I do think the two lads will get the job done.
and you just have got a rapid hour talent coming through the ranks. You've got Conor McCartney, Max Alley, yourself, Scott Harvey, Alexander Sullivan. You've got Solomon. You've got Paddy. You've also got Adam Darby, who could easily be in that
Yeah,
next in line for that welterweight belt. You've got Ger Harris, Gary Rooney. It just seems like now is just your time to just explode on that Cage Warrior scene.
yeah, of course. Like listen, the whole team is doing great. Do you know what I mean? And so it's just if we're all doing well, like happy fucking days. It's just better for the scene. All it does is bring more eyes to the sport. Like you know what I mean? Like if you're in any other like country and there's like the show's on. Like if that show was on in England, like the place is going a bit more mad. It's just obviously we don't get the recognition of the government over here as well. So we'll go out and get recognised ourselves. We'll go out and put on shows. We'll go out and put it all over the internet. We'll go out and get finishes. We'll want every gym in the country packed where kids are doing it and everybody's coming out to the shows, coming out to our local shows. We get more local shows going down the south because there's not many. So when obviously it's too expensive and you don't blame people not putting them on. So we're the people at the front of that line, like holding this shit together nearly. Do you know what I mean? We're the people that are we're the people that people are coming to see. People come to see that, like them last two shows in April and September. It's fucking it'll get Irish MMA absolutely booming. So I'm proud to be a part of that. Like really and truly, like I was only saying in another interview the other day, like we even had EFC because all the shows up north do absolutely great things with putting on the shows. We don't have it as much down south, but with Cage where he's coming here and everybody that's fighting on that show has fought domestically. So we get to go out there saying, look, we have been on the small domestic shows. Now we're doing on one of the biggest shows in Europe, and I'm proud to be part of that.
And I was speaking to other fighters before, and they're just saying about the lack of opportunities in the Irish MMA scene that they probably want to see a few more shows pop up. How was your experience with the amount of shows that there currently is?
Yeah, of course. And like, listen, it's very hard for them to put it on. Like we seen, like obviously we have at the minute. I think really there's only one down south. Now obviously you have loads up north, which is absolutely great. The lads are doing great. Cage Conflict, IOR, Cage, Clown Wars, should I say, Chaos, etc. Like there's so many to name from. I fought mainly on. I actually fought on Cage Warriors Academy years ago. It was
Yeah,
like my second fight. In the Devonish, and then I fought 4 or 5 times after that for Cage Conflict, loads of IMAFs experience and stuff like that. So I was blessed to fight on local shows and people putting on fights with me. But down south, they can see where people don't put on the fights. It's too expensive for the insurance, and that obviously happened because obviously we had a terrible incident with that poor lad dying in I think it was 2018 on a show called TEV. So obviously the Irish government sees us as this barbaric sport, but like it was a freak accident, of course, and obviously there could have been some other things implemented, but that was obviously a tragedy. So you can't blame people for not putting on the shows when it is at that cost, but we have to be better. We have to get the sport recognised, and that I think that's the first step in doing it. But I was blessed to go to the IMAS. I was blessed to fight in the local shows as well and take everything I got. But that's what we were taught. We were taking everything we could get, and that's what amateur fighters need to do as well. If you're an amateur or you're a novice and you're coming up in this game, don't be trying to avoid people. Get in and fight. Do you know what I mean? Now, not nothing stupid like stepping up 3 weight classes and getting injured, but fight at your weight class. Try to be a good athlete. Try to learn. Try to be a good student of the game. I try to get as much experience as possible because that's the only way you're gonna really improve in this sport. Because you see a lot of people putting up, like they're going want to go viral on Instagram before they're even good, and then they start getting that little bit of pressure. You're only an amateur, just get in and fight exactly the way I did, and that was detrimental to my career. So if I was up and coming now, that's exactly what I'd want to be doing. Exactly what I did as an amateur.
exactly. And I was getting a question that's been kind of propping up online recently. Now that as an MMA fighter, do you kind of have to have that self promotion, be able to promote yourself online to be able to become that success?
Yeah, of course. Like I think it's part of the business now as well. Nearly, I think personally, I do well with like Cage Warriors promote me. I think I have a decent enough. Well, I don't know. It could be a shy bag, but I put myself out there a little bit more. I put myself out there a little bit more. Like I'm not showing on camera. I come out and me walk out, so I engage with the crowd, and they love clipping that and putting it up and stuff. I could be doing a lot more, but I don't think I'm doing too bad. But I think definitely it goes hand in hand. At the end of the day, if you want to be at top of the game, it's the UFC, and the UFC is a business. it's an entertainment business before it's a sport. MMA is a sport. The UFC is an entertainment business. Be entertaining. And I think I come out and I fight entertaining. I come out and my walkouts entertaining, and then obviously time will just show with that stuff. But definitely there has to be an aspect of being entertaining. But it doesn't mean that it just has to be online and doing stupid TikToks. No, come out and be an entertaining fighter, and I don't know, do something, have something. Do you know what I mean? Have some sort of flair, whatever it is. If you're a born fighter, say absolutely nothing. Come out, finish. But we have a lad in the gym, and he's actually just like that. He goes in, he finishes people amateur. He doesn't smile, and like our pro people are gonna be like, this absolute killer's just knocking people out. He doesn't even smile. He goes, doesn't do an interview, walks backstage. So it could be something like that. It doesn't matter what it is. Just have something that makes people be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? He's funny, or he's ruthless. Have something and try to go with that.
And it's not just in Cage Warriors where you guys are having your success now. You've also got Will Fleury flying the flag in Octagon with people like Jack McGuire, Brian Manning coming through the
Yeah,
ranks. You've got your teammate Jordan Bradshaw in
yeah.
Aries. You've got Kieran Clark and that in PFL. It's now you've got your showcase across the globe.
Sorry, say that end bit again. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, of course. Like, just listen, Jesus. Will obviously is leading it across Europe, or outside Cage, whereas he's came over there, I think, gone for his tour belt and stuff like that. And then obviously only looking at Brian Manning the weekend, and then obviously, my teammate Jordo fucking killed it in Aries there at the
yeah.
weekend. Went out in a great promotion and just done the business, and it again, that just shows the level of Irish MMA at the minute, I suppose. You know, people put these other countries and stuff like that on a pedestal. I think we're right up there with any of them, and I really do. I've fought like lads, as I was saying before, from other countries and stuff, and I genuinely think some of the best fighters are from this country. The best style that we have, or the type of style that we have, is some of the best in the world. That's being honest. You know, I think it's just, again, probably down to opportunities a little bit. If we have the opportunities, there's no doubt in my mind that Irish MMA can do big things. You know.
And how was your IMF experience? Because obviously it's not easy to get there. You have to have that funding behind you. How was
Yeah.
your experience?
Yeah, like listen, my experience was great. I've had unbelievable experience, and like both, like I ended up in the hospital after my first one, and then I went to a Four Nations, wasn't IMAF, but it was a tournament based thing. Done well in that, loved that. Went over and fought over there, and then I went to the another IMAFs. Then again, I think I was meant to go to another one as well. I didn't end up going. I can't remember, but then I ended up. Yeah, I was actually still recovering from an injury, and then I went to Albania, and then first round got me nose smashed. Won the fight, but got me nose smashed and a little bit of a concussion, so I couldn't fight in the second round of the tournament. And honestly, it wouldn't change it for the world. It was going over. You're going over with the lads. You're going over fighting the best people in the world, the best experience, and that little bit of pressure off you, I suppose. Well, like that's what I'm saying. You're fighting people that are probably even lesser over here sometimes at the start of your career. I mean, and you have all this pressure from your friends, your family. You're going over there and you're just fighting. Do you know what I mean? You're going over representing your country. You're the best of the best. Go over there as an amateur and do it. And I honestly, it's the best, some of the best experiences in my life. And like, I've been on holidays with my family, used to go everywhere and every year on holidays. But them type of holidays where that pressure was, we had to go to a stressful environment, they were the best times of my life. And I honestly think every fighter in the country, even if you're not going to be a pro, if you want to be the best amateur in the country, go and do it. Like, go and do it, because like I genuinely, like, Cage Warriors is unbelievable. I've had some of the greatest times, but the IMAS for me is up there with them. Like, it's only in my career now that it's like, oh, it's great for my career, but like actually looking back at it all, they were some of the best moments of my life. Like, they really
Yeah,
were. Like, just going and doing and fighting and just having the crack. And obviously it is hard to get funded, and I've been lucky enough again to have good sponsors and stuff like that. But if you're an amateur and you're not doing a lot of stuff, get a part-time job, save up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? If you're a full-time, or if you're looking at being a full-time athlete eventually, get yourself a part-time job now, or get yourself whatever. Save up if you really are dedicated to the sport and you're not bleeding, fucking around and doing whatever. Get yourself, like, you'll make it happen. Do you know what I mean?
exactly. And it just been recently announced last week that Cave Wars are expanding their locations and are now going over to Spain as well for 2 shows a year. How would it be nice to get out of the rainy Irish weather and be able to fight in the sun.
Ah man, yeah, get me on that card. Get me on that card. Honestly, Ian Dean, get me on that card. Honestly, if it's fucking, I don't know where. Hopefully, it's not somewhere like. Hopefully, it's somewhere sunny anyway, and during a sunny month because, yeah, of course. Listen, at the end of the day, like as I'm saying, that winning is the most important thing to me, and fighting is the most important thing to me. So that's Lewis's job is to get me a match. And obviously, I would like to fight abroad. I love fighting abroad. Fought abroad lots of times in my career, and I really fucking love it. So I would love the opportunity for it. And that would bring a gang load with me. If it's Spain, half of the estate now would ring, and they'd all say, "Yeah, lovely, happy days. We'll get the tickets booked." So if ticket selling is an issue, that's not a bother. And we get a load of the lads over. Do you know what I mean? So I'd love the opportunity to do that because I honestly think nearly sometimes I prefer fighting away. Look, I love being here and I love I'll have me rehydration here in my own house and stuff like that. But fighting abroad is just a different experience, you know.
I guess you've kind of experienced that a little bit as well with Jordan going over to France, cornering him, being able to
Yes.
help him with his weight cut. So you've been able to have that experience to be able
Yeah.
to help go
Yeah.
over.
Of course, like, and even like I know he's fought there 3 times. This first time I didn't get to go. I was actually away. I was in Rome myself, on a holiday, and then the second time it was 2 weeks before Cage Warriors, and Alex was like, obviously I was gonna go, but Alex was like, make sure like to come because I wanted to see like this type of a different type of show. And I
Yeah,
did. I walked out in there because the Adidas Arena is fucking unbelievable. Like it really is. It's like Real Madrid basketball team are playing PSG there, and you walk in and the Real Madrid team sheet was still on the board. Like there's jacuzzis and all on the back, and it was kind of like it was just different. Like obviously, like you see a lot more international fighters and stuff like that as well. So it kind of gave you that vibe. And obviously, it was 2 weeks for me on fight, so it had me really motivated actually. To be fair, when I went over, So, yeah, traveling and fighting is great, man.
and finally, Cade Warriors 200,
Yeah,
£10,000 bonus for performance of the night. What you doing with that money? Ian Dean walks
yeah.
in with that big check. What are you cashing it in?
Oh man, honestly, first thing I can only think of right now is going to get some donuts with ice cream. Man, that is genuinely. I can't think of nothing else. Going to get some ice cream, going to get some donuts. That's the first thing on my mind. To be honest, I'll probably look at doing a lot of training with it, like traveling to go train, investing in it, but investing it into myself. Do you know what I mean? I have a lot of ideas in my head playing around, but that 10,000 will be well spent into basically putting it back into my own career. Now, it doesn't mean that it's a financial investment, but it's an investment in myself that I'm going to use it to go travel, to go train and learn from the best in the world. Like you see fighters like Ian Gary and stuff like that, or Paul Yeo's done it early on in his career. They went and they got bits from the best people around the world. I'd like to do something like that as well. Like 10,000 is an absolute lot. Is an absolute like it's not a life changing amount, but it's an amount that right now in my career that I could really use to basically get me to the UFC
Yeah,
a lot easier, you know.
exactly. And we know you're going to put on that performance, get that money, and it's going to be a great night of fights. Is there anything you'd
Oh
like to add or anyone you want to shout out?
no, honestly, just obviously all my teammates, family, and all of my sponsors. Honestly, genuinely, all my sponsors I have loads of them now that I can't even think off the top of my head, but I'll be showcasing them all on the 21st, really and truly. Like I couldn't be doing this stuff like I normally do with like, helping do privates and stuff like that. But that even got put on the back burner now for the last few weeks because I've been like, this is it. This is 100% this camp giving them me all. So I've honestly, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So mainly my sponsors. So honestly, thank them a lot.
Well, we can't wait to see you out there. It's going to be a great night of fights. You're going to put on the performance, and we can't wait to see it. Make sure you guys tune in to Cade Warriors 200 on the February 21st, and you're not going to want to miss it.